Welcome everybody to the Metalhead Nerd Show. I'm your host, Paul Hodges. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. One, it's free. Two, there are creation tools that allow you to record and edit podcasts right from your phone or your computer, which I do. I record from my phone. It's really simple. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard from Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and really many more. You can make money from your podcast with no medium listenership. That's pretty cool about this app. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to Anchor FM to get started. Thanks for doing this again, Logan.
Oh, no problem, buddy. No problem. Glad to help.
Okay, you're in the band Chaotic Resemblance.
That's correct.
Do you want to tell how it all started?
Oh, goodness. Okay, so guess how it started? Well, it started before I probably ever knew about it. But Travis, he started it in high school, probably 06 or 07. And him and his buddies, got their band together. And there was like a good little music scene here in Poto. And like everybody had their band. And so they're like, dude, let's get a band. So they get a band and they play forever. And Travis and his dudes, they were like the band around Poto. And then my senior year of high school, there was like another kind of one of those, hey, everybody, let's get a band. And so everybody pretty much had their bands. And so me and my buddies, we started one up. And so we started playing some shows around the area. And there was quite a few shows that we played with Chaotic. And so we would play some shows and they'd put us on a bill and we'd open for them. And eventually my band, we broke up. And Travis asked my old bass player to help out with Chaotic and to join Chaotic. And so my old bass player, he was playing with them, gosh, maybe like 9 months to a year. And he started. Oh, sorry.
Keep going.
Okay. And so my old bass player, me and him, were pretty close still. And so he was like talking to me about the band and stuff. And me and another one of my old bandmates, we went to the Poto Balloon Fest here in Poto, and Travis and Chaotic was playing, and we're walking up and we hear the riff for American Born off of the First Brown album EP thing, and I'm like, dude, that riff is sick. I gotta learn to play that riff. And so my old bass player, his name was Blaine, and so he was showing me pretty much how to play that, and he was giving me all these notes, and he's like, dude, learn all these songs and you could go to Houston with us. And I was like, sure. So I was kind of like a secret apprentice. And so he gave me like a cheat sheet and he gave me like a pirate copy CD from the band. And so I was trying to learn all these songs and stuff, and I didn't go to Houston with him, but he kept nagging at Travis like, hey, let's give Logan a try, or before LA came around. But same guy, it's the weirdest thing. But so he kept getting to Travis, so I got a chance to try out for the band. And so I tried out, and I ended up buying like a new tube amp and a new guitar before I got like the full green light I'm in. And I remember Travis telling me like, 1 in a million opportunity, man, you got to go for it. And I was working at McDonald's pretty much full time at that point. I was in college, and I was just thinking like, how am I going to do this? Like, how is all this going to work out? And I was at church one day, and my pastor, he stopped worship right in the middle, which is not usual. but he was, following the leading of the Lord. And so he stopped right in the middle. He said, and the song was "He Is Able," I think. And he said, whatever God is telling you to do, just do it. Don't worry about it, just do it. And I was like, okay, God. And so I listened to the Lord, and I joined Chaotic, and gosh, I've been playing with them for like 8 years now, and God's been faithful, and I've never gone without, and He's always provided everything I needed. And so that's kind of my history of Chaotic in a nutshell.
Yeah, if you remember, I kind of have a brief history. Y'all was looking for a new drummer at the time.
Yeah, that happens a lot. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, uh, but no, when I got that email, I was in my second semester of my junior year of high school.
Hmm.
Uh, I was actually going through quite quite a bit of stuff that's really kind of bad for me at the time.
Right.
Yeah. Uh, it's like I it's like I was trying to convince my parents into let me talk my cousin into driving me and hauling my drum set in the back of his trailer from Sallisaw all the way to Poto,
Yeah.
just to audition and everything. And uh, it's like if you do this, you're probably gonna have to drop out of high school and everything. And at that time, I really didn't care, but
Right.
like something in me kind of changed about it without
Hmm.
me like really knowing about it. But a few years later to now, I think back, it's like if I did do the audition and if there's a slight chance that I did make it, I wouldn't have met my wife. You know?
Yeah, it definitely definitely changes things. You
Yeah,
know, it's I mean, every decision we make in life, you know, it can alter courses that we're on, and so
it really can.
that's why it's so important to listen to the Lord and to follow His lead, because He says our steps are ordered. We can make our plans, but He's the one that orders our steps, and it's just better if we follow those.
Hmm. Yeah, it's been about I want to say almost 4 years since I've played drums,
Hmm.
and I honestly miss it. But every now and then I'll pick up the guitar and try to learn a little bit. So,
Yeah, that's a.
music is still a big part of me.
Hmm.
I believe to me every song has a meaning. You just have to look deep down for it. No matter if
For
it's
sure.
Christian or secular, it will have some sort of meaning.
For sure. There's always a message. You
Well,
just gotta
not all
decipher what it
secular
is.
music.
Yeah, some of it's real bad. Trust me.
Yeah,
Been there, done that.
but there's a lot of secular bands that do try to have a positive message about stuff.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. It's just, and which is great for sure. There's just,
Hmm.
it's like you can, sing about hope all day long, but if you don't have the only hope that's really concrete, you know, it's,
Hmm.
it's kind of vague and empty.
Oh man, I've been kind of warning this. Are you a Marvel or DC person?
Oh man, I'm definitely a Marvel guy. Definitely more Marvel, but I still enjoy DC a good bit. It's like, how can you not like Batman? But
Yeah.
just this last week, or a week or so ago, me and my wife we bought a Marvel edition of the Flux game, and it's a fun card game, and so we got the one with all the Marvel characters in it, and it's that we've been playing that for a good while.
Now, who is your favorite hero in Marvel?
Oh gosh, that's so hard. Uh Man, probably I'd probably have to go with Captain America, just because I mean his moral compass is just like probably the strongest of
Mm.
all of them, and he's really patriotic, and that's cool. But yeah, he's always probably one of my favorites.
No, I've never been a big Marvel fan. Like the only
Mhm.
thing of Marvel that I ever really liked was all of the X-Men stuff that they done,
Yeah, those are
and
cool.
and oh, I'm trying to remember the years. It was Spider-Man, but I can't remember which version of Spider-Man right
I know
now.
there's been so many reboots.
Hmm.
It's like, oh man, how many times can you reboot it? But I mean, it's a cash cow, baby.
They can. Well, I don't think they're doing exactly what DC's doing because DC has all of these different universes. So
Right.
uh, right now they're on the new 52 universe. So,
Wow.
so pretty much every single time that they go to a universe, they start the story. They start the story all over, but they change each thing a little bit.
Huh. That's wild.
So, hmm
Yeah, that's a trips my brain out.
hmm sometimes it gets really hard. Like when I go talk about Batman to somebody, sometimes it gets really hard to keep the all of the universes straightened out.
For sure. Uh,
Because
I'm just a
like
simple man.
like when Batman first started, the Batcave was underneath the old farmhouse
Mm-hmm.
before it was underneath the Manor. So
Yeah,
and
it's
there was
wild.
and there was a time where Robin was a girl. Actually,
Yeah,
there's two or three times where Robin was a girl.
that's wild.
Mm. Now he has a son. Batman has
Huh.
a son. So yeah,
Huh.
it's
How
it's
about it?
it's kind of hard to keep everything straight.
Oh, it definitely is. I'm a one universe kind of guy. Makes it a little easier for me.
Oh yeah, I bet so.
Time travel enough is, kind of crazy.
Yeah, I like to watch The Flash and everything, and there's a lot of time travel in that.
Oh, I know it so much. That one's hard to keep straight.
That one is. That one really
For
is.
sure.
Especially in the CW universe of it.
Uh huh.
That one's really hard to keep straight.
No doubt. I
Man,
kept up with Flash for a little bit, but it gets away from you.
it really does.
But don't take much to get away from me, I guess.
It's just crazy about all of these different like like how Marvel started and how DC started. It it's just crazy.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Like Superman was created in if I remember right, 1938.
Mm-hmm.
Then a little bit then almost a year and a half, almost a year and a half after that, Batman was created in 1939.
Hmm.
So that there's a lot of history with DC, and at the time it was Action Comics and Detective Comics before they uh, merged together to form DC Comics.
Hmm. That's cool.
Yep.
That is cool. It's wild that they're still so popular.
Oh yeah.
But it's hard to beat a good comic series.
It really is. Uh, you said that you was talking about that Marvel card game. Is there any other kind of games that you like?
Oh goodness, yes. I'm a huge board game guy or a card game guy. I love playing poker. Uh, Risk is probably my favorite board game. Love Monopoly. Yahtzee is a great one. Oh goodness, yeah. I love a good amount of board games. There's Marvel's got that new Hail Hydra game. That one's a good one. If you like a little bit of secret deception in your games, but yeah, I love board games. They're fun.
Oh, I seen on YouTube all these different people creating their own card game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I thought that's pretty cool and everything. Then there's this one channel that follow quite a bit called Chaos Galaxy.
Right.
Well, I found out that he puts his card game on this website called the Game Crafter. So I
Mm-hmm.
decided to check it out. And this website is nothing but homemade board games and card games.
Wow.
And they even have this deal where if you create your own card game, you can have it like digitally uploaded to their site, and they'll make the cards for you. They'll package it and ship it out for you.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty neat, and they have some features on the website that I want to say it's like $500 down. They'll uh they'll create a a card game or a board game based off your ideas.
Hmm. That's cool.
Yeah. So for past few uh, past year or so, I've been trying to create my own card game, but
Yeah,
that's kind of hard to do.
for sure.
Like I enjoy playing Magic the Gathering.
Mm-hmm.
You've heard of that one, right?
Yeah, a few times.
Yeah. It uh I believe it's the one of the very first trading card games out there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that used to be a homemade card game. Now there's bunch of cards out there that and I haven't even heard of most of them.
For sure. There's quite a bit.
Hmm. And there's a bunch of games like that now.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, now I do like to play video games every now and then. I've played Rocksmith. That helped me learn guitar a little bit.
Oh yeah, old Rocksmith.
Hmm.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that one.
Yeah, it's a pretty neat concept.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Yeah, I don't know if I ever played it. I think at that point I was already kind of already into playing. I was like, well, I kind of know how to play. So,
Well, the great thing about Rocksmith is that if you don't know how to play, it can teach you. But if you already know how to play, it's basically like Guitar Hero.
yeah.
So
Guitar Hero is hard. Like, even if you know how to play. Like,
I used to be really good at Guitar Hero.
me too. And then I traded it in for the real deal, and now I can't play it very well.
Oh, my brother, he's always played guitar, even before Guitar Hero came out, and he's always had a hard time with Guitar Hero.
Yeah, because sometimes the buttons don't line up on the beat,
Yeah,
and so you're just going off beat, and that's hard.
it really is. All right, I was playing Guitar Hero and Rock Band when they introduced the drums feature on
Mm-hmm.
there, and this is like when I was first learning how to play drums. Uh,
Right.
the the guy that was teaching me at the time was he asked me if I ever played Guitar Hero. I told him yeah, it's one of my favorite games. And so he told me uh next time you play Guitar Hero, tap your foot to a beat to so you can keep your beat in time. And I've noticed that a lot of the songs wasn't really to the beat, like with
Mm-hmm.
the button notations and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that's kind of weird. And then I got a hold of the drums part of it. That was pretty hard.
Was it?
Yeah, like after I got pretty good at drums, and I did that. I I had a hard time with it.
Oh yeah. It does not translate.
No, it doesn't.
Mm-mm.
Especially since I'm actually I'm more self taught than actually taught on
Mm-hmm.
drums, and everything that I learn is way different than what the game is.
For sure.
Uh,
For
I
sure.
I I want to say that Guitar Hero World Tour had the double bass pedal on the drums,
Uh-huh.
and I was playing that one with only a single pedal. So I was trying to play Crazy Train on a
Mm-hmm.
single pedal on expert.
Wow.
Yeah, that didn't go over so well.
Yeah, that's probably pretty hard.
Hmm.
Old crazy train.
What all bands do you like to listen to?
Oh, what bands do I like to listen to? Man, probably my recent band I've been really into is Sleeping Giant. Their their
That's a
last
good one.
oh yeah, their last album is just it's good. It's been really good. I've just been giving that one a lot of spins. Uh oh man. Yeah, that's yeah, so that one was definitely one I'm into. I'm trying to think of others. Gosh, I like so many different kinds of music. Oh man, Striper is always up there. You know,
Hmm.
we're tight with
Now,
Oz.
yeah, I was about to say, isn't like your producer also Striper's producer?
Uh, our producer on Get the Hell Out and Covenant was Oz Fox, Striper's guitar player.
Okay.
So close, pretty close. But yeah, he's awesome. He's been I've been pretty self taught musically as well.
Mm.
And it until him, I just kind of just figured it out or just learned from books or videos. But he really helped me out on theory and just just kind of opening my mind to different things you can do, which is pretty cool, but also challenging.
Man.
Yep, yep. He's just been a great mentor, both in the Christian faith and music as well. It's been a blessing, getting to know people and to have relationships with people that have done this before us and that have really encouraged us and helped us and steered us away from pitfalls that we might have fallen in or just showed us things we haven't seen or or anything like that. And so it's been a godsend, having people
Mhm.
in our lives to help guide us and get us on the right path.
Yeah, I follow a couple of Christian metal groups and stuff
Mm-hmm.
on Facebook, and I don't know what it is about those groups and Striper, but a few weeks back, like a bunch of people was giving Striper hate because um I'm trying to remember the names. Michael Sweet, I think that's the singer's name,
Mm-hmm.
and somebody else from the band, I can't remember the name at the time, was caught smoking cigars. Okay, and people was giving so much hate about that, and it's like I was saying to myself, you're claiming to be Christians, but you're judging them for doing this one thing. It's like, what? How's that even possible when it clearly says, even that in the Bible, if you haven't committed sin, then throw the first stone.
Yeah, yeah.
So
It's easy for it's easier online to do that. You
yeah,
know, it's just there's. I mean, no matter, gosh, what you do, you know, people, are gonna, have an opinion about it. Whether you do good, whether you do bad, there's always going to be opinions on it. You know, I don't do, I don't smoke and I don't drink. Those are personal convictions of mine from the Lord. And and it would, like I have, everybody has a sphere of influence. And so what are we doing with our influence? And so
mm-hmm.
I just, want everything, that I do to point people to Christ, not to, you know, you know, trip somebody up, I was talking with, one of my pastors, and he was saying like, if it's not okay for the pastor to drink it, the shepherd, it shouldn't be okay for the sheep to drink, the flock. And so, he's full of awesome wisdom and nuggets like that. But everybody has their own walk. Everybody has their own relationship with the Lord. And and the cool thing is, about Christ, he's head of the body. you know if if there's something that is, I don't think is okay, I'm not gonna bash him. I'm just gonna be like, Lord, if that's something, you need to handle, handle it. And so,
Mm-hmm.
I just try to, always love, you know, and, love never fails. So I just try to shoot
Yeah,
for that.
I've listened to a lot of bands that at the time were Christian, then they changed their beliefs because of how they seeing like how a lot of people claiming to be Christians were and everything. A good example was Under Oath. Like that was a good Christian band for a while. Now they're are basically hating on Christians and everything because a lot of them do judge a lot.
Yeah. Um, I mean, obviously, I've been judged. I've been handed Bible tracts, because of the way I look, and not that I'm like offended at it. I mean, I'm happy people are trying to, you know,
Reach out.
share the gospel in
Mm-hmm.
that uh, example. But I mean, if we're called to follow Christ, right? We're not called to follow each other. We're called to edify each other. We're called to love each other, to be there for each other. But we're never, called to follow people. And so if we get our eyes off of Christ, we're gonna fall in the water, you know. And
Exactly.
so you can be in a Christian band and you can have the best motives and everything, but if you get your eyes off of Christ and start looking at the things of the world, it's not going to work out good for you. If you fail to love Christ more than anything else, it's not going to work out for you. And so,
Mm-hmm.
it's sad seeing people, waving the banner of Christ, then to fall off the wagon, and they can use whatever excuse they want. Everybody's got one, but it's just it's sad, to see that, because what about all those people that were following them? You know,
I
what about that? What about all these kids that looked up to Under Oath,
oh
and
yeah.
now they're seeing that, hey, Under Oath is drinking, throwing back some whiskey. I'm gonna do that too, and it's just it's sad. And so and I remember when I was running from the Lord, uh, throwing out the word hypocrite, was probably one of my best excuses to not have to acknowledge the truth of my own spiritual state. Because I was like, well, everybody's a hypocrite, blah blah blah, this, blah 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 that. It's like, dude, we're all trying to make it. You know, I would want a hypocrite to be at church, to hear about Christ and to be changed by His presence, be changed by His love. I would rather them be there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're we're all just trying to grow, and we're all trying to make it through this walk. And we can do it with Christ's help, but without Him, it's just we're just walking in circles.
Exactly. I went to this one church one time, and yeah, I mean we both dressed pretty similar, I believe. And I walked in this church, and basically everybody in that church called me a Satanist because how I dressed. Yeah,
Wow, I didn't know clothing depicted who you
yeah.
worship.
It also didn't help out the fact that they all found out to also listen to metal music as well. Yeah,
No.
like
Oh no. Say it's
like
not so.
there's a lot of people out there that believes that all metal is satanic. You know, I have some family that's like that, but
Mm-hmm.
I I even like if it's one of my favorite bands, like For Today, a lot of their songs are really about the word and stuff, and
Yeah,
they
absolutely.
have an acoustic version of "I Will Not Be Afraid." I believe that's what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a while since I've heard it. Uh,
Yeah.
and I played that version to one of my family members, and said that's a really good song. Who's it by? And I was like, that's an acoustic version of this band I listen to called For Today. Then I played the actual version, and they go, that's not Christian, because all screaming.
Huh.
It's like it's like only the devil can get somebody to scream like that. It's like, no, law of practice
Huh.
and turn your throat up, Will.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
It
funny,
really
sometimes, you run into that
is.
quite a bit. I've gotten, gosh, so much of that, but, the Bible tells us, that God looks at the heart, while man looks at the outside. And so uh, we've uh, we've had shows where people didn't want us to play just because we had a song or an album called "Get the Hell Out," and it's just. But after talking with us for like 5 minutes, they saw our heart and they were like, "Yeah, cool," you know. And so many times, people get caught up with what it sounds like, what it looks like, instead of what it loves like. And so, I mean, shoot, I don't care what anybody looks like. If they're going to come to the fellowship of saints and believers in the Lord, it's like, dude, come on in. You know, this is where hope is. This is where love is. You know, I'm not gonna cast somebody out just because they
Exactly.
look bad. You know, we're that's heavily talked down to in James, talking about, you know, a guy coming in with rich clothing and, you know, just all bougie, and then there's another guy who looks, you know, raggedy and poor, you know, and it's, you know, saying it's like, dude, if you're showing partiality to the rich guy, I mean, that's a sin, you know, and so you can't do that, and so you gotta love
Hmm.
equally.
Yeah, the song "Get the Hell Out" is really about getting all of the sin that's inside you and just getting out, really.
Yep, getting the
Hmm.
bad out, getting the good in.
And I think it's kind of funny because I have seen people back try to backlash that song, but I was saying that's just Striper all over again with "To Hell with the Devil."
Yeah, Oz told us. He said, if you're gonna put hell on an album title, you're
Hmm.
gonna get some backlash. So he gave us a
Hmm.
warning. We didn't take it, but you know,
I,
it's cool.
honestly,
Thanks.
in my opinion, I think it worked out better for you that you did.
Well, I mean, I thought it
Hmm.
was a pretty cool song, so I'm just like, sure,
Yeah,
sure, why not?
yeah. Some of my favorite songs from y'all is from that album actually, and
Mm-hmm.
and of course, uh, off the Invade. I've really enjoyed that song right there. Invade.
Oh, which
I,
one?
I know I know that's on a different
Oh yeah,
album, but
Invade. Yeah.
still, that I listened to that song so many times trying to learn it. I just felt I
Oh
kind of fell in
gosh,
love with it.
oh
But
thank you. I've played that song so
but
much.
y'all have some really great songs out there.
Thank you, thank you. We're
Yeah,
definitely blessed.
like
Definitely blessed. I think you're really gonna like the new one that we just recorded, and we're in the
man, I'm
mixing
excited
process
for
right
it.
now. Oh, dude, you're gonna trip. Like it's good.
Yeah, like y'all's been touring a lot. Like y'all have toured Europe.
Yeah, yeah. Europe was cool. Uh, we were uh, honored to be asked to play the Loud and Proud Fest in Germany
Hmm.
like 2 years ago, and so they asked us like a while back, and so we had to like kind of keep it under wraps until they announced it, and so we got to go, and it was super cool, just super cool. Tons of great bands were there, um, and I was super nervous, like just super nervous because you know we didn't really get together on rehearsing pretty much because John was already in Europe at that time, and so we just kind of tried to practice all we could before we all met up, and but it was awesome. We you know did our thing, played our set, you know presented the gospel. Travis had a German translator, and so that was kind of cool. First time there. We played an acoustic set as well as a full out set, and that was really cool. We we just got to you know play some acoustic tunes and just kind of goof around with the people, and you know they really got just to kind of see us, you know, without like a wall of gain and and sound just kind
Hmm.
of separating us, and we think we're so funny, and so we're like telling dad jokes and stuff, and I think John or Travis asked everybody in the room. They're like, "Hey, do you have any jokes?" And one guy was like, We are German. And so it kind of implying just like we don't joke, we're German. But it was super funny, and just the people there are great. And then we went to the Netherlands, and so we went from like this super big festival set to playing a tiny vacation Bible school for kids, and so that was super awesome. Got to hang out with kids and play our little tunes. We got to learn the song "Lighthouse" by Ren Collective, I think, and then we ended up going to the UK. We played some pubs. God did a lot of awesome stuff in the pubs. Just really got a hold of people's hearts. And we played some churches and got to see so much of the great country there in the United Kingdom. And we played a little conference in Wales before we came home. And so we pretty much just had like a huge variety tour over there. And it was a wild time.
Man.
Yeah, and we get to go back
Hopefully.
in October. Yep, we better.
Well, can you tell me anything about the new album that's coming out?
Can I tell you anything? Well, we went to Vegas and we got some tracks done. We got one song done and in the mixing process, like I said, and then we got a couple more that we got to do some more stuff to. We're gonna try to do that hopefully soon, but we're really shooting to get this single out very soon, and that one's really good. We oh man, I'm trying to think of what all I can get away with saying. I think it's pretty stellar. Like it's got a mix of old school and new school. Like it sounds like us, but it's also like the next level us.
Okay.
And yeah, so I mean that sounds super vague, I know, but it's kind of true. And so you can like from like Get the Hell Out to Covenant, you can hear that
Yeah,
evolution
that was a
and
big step right there.
kind of get that thing. Yeah, it's a big step, and so I think I don't know if this one is as big a step, but it's definitely a step. And so the new ones that we've been getting rehearsed and getting ready, I feel like there's kind of a step above the other stuff. It just music's maturing, lyrical content is maturing, and not like a bad way, like mature content,
They're
but
sharing as a person.
just in a more scriptural. Yeah, just becoming more scriptural, just more elaborate, just because the Lord's just given Travis great words to write down, and it's just it's good. So stay tuned and be prepared.
Man, I can't wait.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. We're ready to get some stuff out, and we might try to just keep pumping out singles every now and then, just to kind of keep things fresh. Because putting out a full length album, it's hard to do. Because I mean you're talking big money, and so we always goof around, because we'll come out and we'll get an album out, and then like 2 months later, people are like, "All right, when you get new stuff?" It's just like, dude, we just like spend a house amount on this.
How many songs am I to expect on the album?
Oh, on the album, goodness, I don't know if we have uh, a song count planned, but I mean, if we released another one, it would be somewhat from like 8 to 11 songs, probably.
Okay.
If we did more of a full length one, but I don't know. We're really trying to take time and just get the songs as good as they can. Not try to rush into just getting things released. Because sometimes you do that and you just songs don't fully peak and reach their
Yeah.
potential. So we're just trying to get it everything as good as we can before
Man, I
people hear
can't
it.
wait to hear it.
It's gonna be good. We're ready for people to get a little taste of what we're cooking.
Well, I gotta say thank you for joining me one more time.
Oh, dude, thanks for having me.
I'd like to get you back on here again. Hopefully after the album releases, so we can talk about
Yeah,
it.
for sure, for sure. We'll get a little music sample out there, and then you can pick my brain about it.
I definitely will. I'm a huge music lover.
Good deal, good deal. Well, the Lord put music in you, so keep using it
I
for Him.
will. Well, it's good talking to you, and I'll definitely talk to you again.
Good, good talking to you, buddy. Yes, for
All right,
sure.
I
Stay
will.
in
You
touch, my
have a good
man.
one.
You too,
God
buddy. God
bless.
bless.